There we go. Here we go. Shalom, shalom. Most High in Christ bless. I'm Captain Severus. All right, today I have a class for you. The title of the class is called "The Reason Why She Looks Good is Because Satan Sent Her." Yes, I'm gonna say it again. The reason why she looked good, fellas, is because Satan sent her. All right, so you already know by the title what we going into. All right, this class is primarily for the brothers. And sisters, if you're listening too, hopefully you don't fall in this category, but our duty is to warn these men and prepare these men to lead their nation, okay? Lead the household, okay? Because the dilapidated households that these ratchet women are getting comfortable with, we fed up with it. All right, that time is up. Okay, we're not following after women anymore. That's not godly. It's not biblical. The Israelite men are on the rise. So let's get into it. Ezekiel 3:17. All right, because this part, before I get into class, I just want to address this because I heard this on Clubhouse. Okay, I heard a brother say, and he's a deacon over the church, and he said with his own mouth that if someone was in the midst of sin, he wouldn't correct that person. He would allow the person to come into the congregation, okay, sit amongst the other people and not correct him, and hopefully he would change his ways through the Bible. Straight utter confusion. I want to address that, and that right there stayed in my mind, so I want to address that. Give me Ezekiel 3:17. Read that.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
The Lord has made his chosen people a watchman. Once you step into the ring and you are a servant of the Lord, okay, you are immediately put to work. One of the requirements of the work, you are supposed to warn the people. Read.
Therefore, hear the word of my mouth and give them warning from me.
Do what?
Give them warning from me.
There you go. Give them warning from me. Give them warning from the Lord. Okay? Now, I want you to write this down now. This is what the warning is. This is what you're commanded to warn the people. First thing is, you need to warn them from themselves. You must warn, if they're in the midst of sin, okay, if they are breaking God's laws, they are a danger to themselves. I'm going to say it again. They are a danger to themselves. Secondly, you need to warn them from the traps of the other nations, okay? All right, the traps of the other nations are constantly on right before us. That goes into the celebrations, their what they call holidays, okay? That's a trap. We need to warn our people they shouldn't be idol worshiping and celebrating false idols or holidays that was not established by God, okay? We must warn our people. But for you to say you're going to allow a person to come in sick, destroyed, mentally destroyed, and let them sit amongst the congregation and you don't warn them, you are endangering yourself for judgment of the Lord. And we're going to bring that out, okay? Third thing is you must warn that person from the wrath of God. You have to warn that Israelite brother or sister from the wrath of God. Because if you don't warn them, guess what's going to happen? They're going to walk idle. It's like you see these cartoons. Someone, Bugs Bunny will dig a hole, and you have Elmer Fudd walk without even looking and fall right into the ditch. That's a trap. Okay? And when you do that, you're setting your people up for failure. You're setting your people up for failure. All right? And there's a judgment for that. Okay? There's a judgment for that. Matter of fact, read verse 18. You finished that? Read all of 17. Read it again and read verse 18.
Yes, sir. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
You were created to be a watchman for Israel. You blacks and Hispanics, all right, Native Indians. God says you are the Israelites. And there are watchmen that are supposed to watch over your soul, warn you to keep the commandments, compel you to come into the fold, keep the high holy days of God, keep your heritage. Read.
Therefore, hear the word of my mouth and give them warning from me.
Give them warning from me. Give them warning from the one true God, okay? That's when you see the men of the Lord crying out loud, hey, brother, and stopping you in the way, hey, sis, stop. You shouldn't be wearing that ill-modest apparel. You shouldn't be wearing boy clothes, having your twat showing. That is ungodly. That is not your culture. That is a warning from the prophets. Read.
When I say unto the wicked,
Come on.
thou shalt surely die.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt surely die.
You are guaranteed to die when you break God's commandments. Read.
And thou givest him not warning.
And you don't warn them, but you let that individual sit in the congregation and don't do nothing to warn their souls from danger or the wrath of God. Okay, and you let them to be continue to be sick, and you hope a scripture comes out that might convert the person. Come on, you see the person dying of thirst. You telling me, wait a minute, you know what? We just gonna put bottled waters around. Hopefully they'll reach out and run to the bottle of water. Come on, man. And that really pissed me off when I heard that. And he tried to go around not using no scripture to justify himself. Okay, but most of the time these pastors, what it is the reason behind that, now listen good now what I'm about to say. They'll let an individual come in sick, knowing he's a homosexual, a sodomite. He knows he's a drug dealer in the street, okay? He knows she's a harlot, all right? He knows exactly, he sees the dysfunction in that person. He'll let that person sit for months, years, so they could just get the tithe money out of their pocket. And when that person becomes a member, then they decide, you know what? Let me go ahead and take this person to the next level because their tithe money just broke through. Now they're in the realms where I can give them the proper understanding. But we know these pastors don't have the proper understanding, all right? They do that just to, benefit off of money. They're not doing it because they believe in the Bible. They don't believe it, and they're getting revealed every day. All praises to the Most High for that. Give me Malachi chapter 2. No, read verse 18. Read.
Nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way.
Warn the wicked from his wicked way. That's your job. You are to warn the people from their wicked way. Meaning what? Tell them stop sinning. Know the sin that they're in, the law that they're breaking, and warn them. Tell them to stop. Read.
To save his life. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity.
That same wicked person will die in their iniquity. Now watch this. Read.
But his blood will I require at thine hand.
Now God is coming to see you now. God is coming to see you now. You didn't warn the person. You didn't warn all those souls because you wanted the money. Guess what? The Lord said, just because of that, I'm going to jack up that person. I'm going to destroy them. And then I'm going to turn my anger on you. My wrath is coming for you next. So all you pastors that continue to allow these members to be in the congregation and you don't warn them of their sins, all right? And you let them stay there idled just because you don't know and you have that pride, that greed that's in your back and you refuse to go search out the truth from the Israelites, guess what? God said, I'm coming for you next. Your judgment is going to be worse. Give me Malachi chapter 2 and 7. Okay, Malachi 2 and 7.
The book of Malachi, chapter 2, verse 7.
We ain't started the class yet. We're just about to start, but I just wanted to get this out. This was on my mind. Go ahead.
For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
Listen good. The priest's lips should do what?
For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
You should have the knowledge to heal the broken. Heal those that are sick. Heal those that are still, battling with those ailments of sin so they can avoid judgment from God. That's your duty as a watchman. That's your duty as a priest. Read.
And they should seek the law at his mouth.
Seek what?
And they should seek the law at his mouth.
That's what they came for. That's why they're allowed to come through those doors so that they can receive the knowledge, the healing, because the healing comes from the word of God. I'm broken and I'm battling these sins, and then the only thing that could change me is if I change my lifestyle. Okay, our people are literally walking around with a loaded gun to their head. That's what they're walking around with a loaded gun to their head. And it's up to us to tell them, brother, stop. Here you go. Let me get the gun up out your hand. Okay, read on.
For he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts.
You see that? You're a messenger from God. You're a messenger of God. So you have a duty to warn your people that are sick, to tell them to come up out of that lifestyle, stop falling for the tricks of Satan, your enemies, your oppressors that make it their business day in, day out to indoctrinate our people and to keep them trapped up in sin. It's your duty, okay? Real quick, I want you to pull up a video. No, read on. You're going to read down to verse 9, and then we'll pull up the video I got.
Be ye departed out of the way. Ye have caused many to stumble at the law.
Because at this time, it was the Levite priests They were messengers of God. But guess what happened? Through their greed, right? Their greed of power. Guess what happened? They turned many of Israel out of the way because they were set up to warn the people, teach the people the laws of God, okay? So that, because remember, at that time, Israel was in their own land. And the Most High set things in place where if Israel was to violate, what would happen? Not only destruction, but the removal from their land, the removal from their heritage, okay? So at this time, we're seeing the judgment that fell upon the priests at the time. Read.
Ye have corrupted the covenant of Levi.
You have corrupted the covenant of Levi. Come on.
Saith the Lord of hosts.
Uh-huh.
Therefore have I also made you contemptible and base.
Pull up the definition for contemptible. Contemptible. Pull that up. And you're going to go into the Miriam's and then pull up the third definition from there. Okay? Contemptible. All right? This was the judgment, all right, but that the Lord put upon the priests for not showing the people the knowledge would allow them to remain in the land. Get that for me. You got it? Read it. Read it when you got it. You can put it up on the screen. Go ahead, scroll down. It should be a third definition. Boom. Let me see. Keep going down. Keep going down. It's not there, right? Give me the synonyms. Give me the synonyms. And after that, contemptible.
These are the synonyms for contemptible.
Uh-huh.
Cheap, cruddy.
Cheap, cruddy. Come on.
Deplorable.
Deplorable.
Despicable.
Despicable. Come on.
Dirty.
Ooh, dirty. Come on.
Grubby.
Uh-huh.
Lame.
Mm-hmm.
Lousy.
Lousy. Read.
Mean.
Mm-hmm.
Nasty.
Nasty. Okay, I want you to hold on to those words now. Keep going.
Paltry.
Mm-hmm.
Pitiable.
Mm-hmm.
Pitiful.
Pitiful. Come on.
Ratty.
Uh-huh.
Scabby.
Mm-hmm.
Scummy.
Come on now. Bring it back up. What we got? Come on.
Scurvy.
Uh-huh.
Sneaky.
Sneaky.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Wretched.
Wretched. Now, pull up the video I got. Bishop sent me this video. Okay, you're going to go through 5 minutes of the video, and then you're going to skip to 7 minutes. All right, so bear with me. Go ahead, play the video. Now, this is Haiti, y'all. This is Haiti. Haiti, this is Haiti. I want you to believe it or not. Here we go.
Yeah, there's no way any other person sneaking through there. How many tourists do you see in here?
This is all the area of G9. This is the enemy that is in that area.
Stop. So right now he's showing him the area which was once filled with people. As the video continues, you're gonna see how the whole neighborhood, the whole villages are empty because of gang warfare. Go ahead, play.
Area. And Cité Soleil is right behind that.
Right.
Yes.
A village that used to be filled with people.
Guys will not. The reason why you won't see them coming through, but they know we're here, is that they don't want their face to be shown.
Right.
And that's why. And when he asks you to put the camera down, that's why, because he knows.
Yeah, he know. He has to put the camera down or they're going to come kidnap his ass.
Yeah. No problem. All right. How far down is the enemy?
Now, this is a place that used to be filled with people. Marketplace now is empty because of what? Warfare. Gangs, violence.
This is all bullets. Right. You see all the bullets on the wall?
So this is one of the more dangerous areas in the neighborhood.
Yes. And this is what they call in Haitian Creole va. Va means it's a checkpoint where you can't really stay too long.
Mm-hmm.
So you're confident right now somebody on the other side is watching this area at any time?
Yes, they are.
No police. Hey, stop. The police is not giving the checkpoints. It's not police. is other gang members that have created their own checkpointed system. Okay, all right. So now they form their own barriers from other gangs. You got the G9, you got Katsomaonzo, right? Go ahead. Remember, I only want 5 minutes.
Lines.
Yeah, exactly. That's the word called VA.
Contemptible and base. Sorry.
Don't be too slow.
Yeah.
This is completely isolated, as you can see. Those soldiers are on the checkpoint. You see them?
Yeah. So how does it work here? You own the house or you rent the house? How does it work?
Look, just look at
And
that's
what
a
does it cost?
shack.
You pay
That's a
for-
shed.
Per month?
Okay.
Par mois, oui, va. Chacun, non?
So he's talking about he's still paying rent for the shack. Okay? He's still paying
He's
rent.
been here for 1 year and 4 months, and he pays it every year, which is 10,000 gold per year.
What is that equivalent to?
10,000 gold would be approximately $50.
$50 a year for a shack. There we go.
Sean, how much would it cost to buy something like this on the street?
Baby AK.
Combien ça coûte? Ça.
Number 5 minutes. That's all I need.
90 000? Haïtien? 98 000.
Okay.
$3,769.
Okay. Jump to 7 minutes now.
Wow.
Jump up to 7 minutes. We'll move on a little bit. Okay. So who's giving? He's giving Esau a tour. All right. Where other people can't even enter the country, but Esau is allowed to travel to and fro as he pleases. Okay. Now he's asking questions. How did he get access to that type of gun? Okay. And then he goes on to explain to him the government is in on it. The government is giving access for the transport of these guns. Okay. Now the reason why I bring this out and I'm showing it is showing you that the Lord is nothing to play with. Till this day, you see that the curse that God put on the tribe of Levi is in full effect. Play.
Yeah, he doesn't need that. No. He used to be at the church.
Used to be at the church.
Listen.
Yeah, he used to be what do you call that? The boy that are beside the priest. How do you call it?
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
The altar boy.
Yeah.
Stop. He used to be an altar boy. That's what he just explained to him. But now he tattooed up to the face. Okay? Read that scripture again. Read that scripture again. Let's go back to the scripts.
The book of Malachi, chapter 2 and verse 8.
You can take that down.
But ye have departed out of the way.
You have departed out of the way. Once a glorified tribe that used to serve the Lord, be a messenger of the Lord, but because of greed, right, disobedience, guess what? The Lord said, you know what? Read the judgment. Read.
Ye have caused many to stumble at
You
the
have
law.
caused many to stumble at the law. Read.
Ye have corrupted the covenant of Levi.
Come on.
Saith the Lord of hosts. Therefore have I also made you contemptible and base.
Contemptible, sorry, despicable, right, and base. Read.
Before all the people.
Before what?
Before all the people.
Before all your other brothers, the other tribe members, they see how on the bottom and the contemptible and based you are. Read.
According as ye have not kept my way, but have been partial in the law.
You have been partial with the law. Guess what? I'm going to be partial with your status. I'm going to drag you until you realize who you are, until you repent. And that goes for you pastors, right? You so-called pastors, because real pastors know what pleases the Lord and they will teach the people what pleases the Lord. They make it their business each and every morning to send up prayers that the Lord will spare their life and use them so that they can serve him and teach the people. Okay? Read that in Jeremiah real quick. I didn't have that in my notes. Get Jeremiah. Who are the real pastors according to God?
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 15.
Uh-huh.
And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge.
Shall do what?
Which shall feed you with knowledge.
The real pastors of the Lord will feed the people with knowledge. They know exactly how the Lord thinks, because how the Lord thinks is in the Bible, is written down for us. So then we know exactly what to teach the people, to heal them, and to bring them closer to the Most High God. Okay? Is that it on that?
Which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
They will feed you with knowledge and understanding. From there, let's go to Matthew chapter 25, verse 30. Okay? This is going to be the end result. We're going to hear what Christ says about you pastors that decide not to teach the people what they must do so that they may gain life.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25 and verse 30. And cast ye the unprofitable servant.
Cast who?
Cast ye the unprofitable servant.
Listen, you are an unprofitable servant. If you know exactly what to do to change that person's life, the medicine that member need to change their life, and you refuse to give it to them, refuse to give them the law, the knowledge and understanding that they need to change their life, and you hold that back from them, the Lord says, read it again.
And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness.
That's your judgment. That's your judgment. Remember, we read earlier in Ezekiel, right? We read that earlier in Ezekiel 18. What would happen to you? The Lord's not only going to kill the person that you neglected to warn, he's going to turn around and kill you too. And your judgment, which is the second death, you'll be cast out into utter darkness. Is that it on that?
There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
There'll be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Okay? So from there now. Okay, am I ready now? All right, now we can get into the class now. All right, let's start. Give me Romans chapter 15, verse 4. We'll get into the class. I just had that on my mind. I wanted to get that because I'm telling you, our people are sick. They're destroyed, man. They're destroyed. For you to say as a pastor, let me stop. You're gonna rev me up again. Okay, from there, give me read that. Romans chapter 15, verse 4.
Romans chapter 15, verse 4.
Get my videos ready, okay? Come on.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
Were written for our what?
For our learning.
It was written for our learning. So remember the title of the class. The reason why she looks good is because Satan sent her. Satan made her, okay? From there, 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. You're going to read down to verse 10.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
You see that? Your adversary, our adversary, Satan, is constantly on his job. He's looking for the weak amongst us. Who's the weak? Who's the wicked amongst us? He's looking to devour you. Now, when the scripture says to devour you, right? Read that again. When it says to devour you, read.
Walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Whom resist steadfast in faith.
Stop right there. I just want that part. Seeking whom he may devour. When Satan devours you, basically what happens is you're now yielding yourself to sin. You are now overcome with sin. You were once on a path of righteousness. Most shalom, most high, Christ bless. All right, hold the line. But guess what? Sin made its way into you, all right, and you wasn't able to fight off that sin, that lust, that desire, okay, whatever it was that you was battling. Now Satan has gained access to the point where now you have stopped your momentum. Now Bishop brought this out on Sabbath. He brought it out. You have stopped you moving forward, your progression moving forward, and you have gave access to sin. Read.
Whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren
So go ahead, no, finish it up.
That are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world.
Right. So remember now, you have your other brothers as access who can help you, but your other brothers are dealing with the same things you might be dealing with. But you'll never know if you don't use them. The Lord has set tools in place for you. If you don't use it, guess what? You will lose it. And the thing that you're losing is your battle. You'll lose the battle. When we win the battle, that means we are finally in the kingdom. This battle, it won't stop. Okay? One moment you think you gain victory. Okay? You made it through a Day of Atonement. All right? You made it to a tabernacle. You think you're good. No. The scripture says for you to be sober, be vigilant. You have to be on your job. Satan is on his job. He's on his job. So you have to go 10 times harder. All right? So from there, give me 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9. Satan is on his job. It says he's the adversary. We are at war, man. Get that for me. 2 Corinthians 2 and 9.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 2 and verse 9.
Hold on, let me get there for it with you. Hold on. Read.
2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9. For to this end also did I write, that I might know the proof of you, whether ye be obedient in all things.
Obedient in all things. You're going to read down to verse 11. Come on.
To whom ye forgive anything, I forgive also. For if I forgave anything, to whom I forgave it. For your sakes forgave I it in the person of Christ.
Come on.
Lest Satan should get an advantage of us.
Here we go.
For we are not ignorant of his devices.
You see that? So now Paul elaborates on our adversary, Satan. He lets you know Satan came fully equipped. He got devices. He got devices, meaning he's very equipped on ways to make a man stumble. And we're going to go into one of those main tools that Satan used. We're going to bring it out, okay? So remember, read that again. I want you to read it.
Lest Satan should get an advantage of us.
He'll gain an advantage over you because you're not on your job. You're not sober. You're not vigilant, like we just read in Peter. Come on.
For we are not ignorant of his devices.
We're not ignorant. Do not be ignorant. Don't stop being a simp. Stop being a simp to the Satan's devices. Okay? And guess what? The word simp is in the Bible. We're going to get it. We're going to get it. Don't worry. We're going to get there. All right? Read that one more time for me.
2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11.
Verse 11, come on.
Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Don't be ignorant of his devices, okay? So, okay, Paul warns us of Satan devices. Yes, he has tools. We just went over that. Now let's go over the condition of that battle. 2 Ezra 7, verse 48. Okay, you're going to do some power reading here. 2 Ezra 7, 48.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 7 and verse 48.
Hold on, bear with me. Let me get there first. It's been a while now, so bear with me. Go ahead.
O thou Adam, what hast thou done? For though it was thou that sinned, thou art not fallen alone, but we all that come of thee.
Right. All of the sons of God have fallen with Adam. Adam sinned, okay? He failed, and guess what happened? We all failed. We had it set up perfectly in the Garden of Eden. Fruits on tap, pomegranates leaking everywhere. We had it. But guess what happened? Adam said, we was riding on rhinos. We had lions as pets. It was nothing. It was nothing for the Lord. Eagles flying everywhere. We had it all. But read on.
For what profit is it unto us if there be promised us an immortal time?
Immortality, come on.
Whereas we have done the works that bring death.
Now we are in the midst. Now we are have to battle sin. Now we have to overcome. We got to work 10 times harder. Now we had it easy. Come on.
And that there is promised us an everlasting hope. Whereas ourselves, being most wicked, are made vain.
Come on.
And that there are laid up for us dwellings of health and safety.
That's what's waiting for us. Read.
Whereas we have lived wickedly. And that the glory of the Most High is kept to defend them, which have led a weary life.
That had left a weary life. That weary life meaning you are busting your ass to make it to the kingdom. You don't give no access to Satan. You probably have, and you failed, but you got right back up. You didn't wallow in the mud. You got back up, you dusted your feet, and you kept it going, okay? You didn't let Eve have access to your spirit to overcome you. Come on.
Whereas we have walked in the most wicked ways of all.
Come on.
And that there should be showed a paradise whose fruit endureth forever, wherein is security and medicine.
Security and medicine. You don't have to worry about nobody knocking down your door, home invasions, robbing you. Okay? You don't have to worry about what you're eating anymore. Intermittent fasting, you don't got to worry about that. Because once we win this war, guess what? We're good. We in the kingdom. But read on.
Since we shall not enter into it. We have walked in unpleasant places.
We have walked in unpleasant places. Come on.
And that the faces of them which have used abstinence shall shine above the stars.
Those who continue in the battle, mortified their members, they will shine above the stars. Read.
Whereas our faces shall be blacker than darkness.
Read.
For while we lived and committed iniquity, we considered not that we should begin to suffer for it after death.
That's those who continue in this lustful world, this sinful world. You don't want to mortify your members. You don't want to come into the fold and lead your people. Guess what? You have a judgment waiting on you. Read.
Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle.
This is the what?
This is the condition of the battle.
Remember, give me that whole list. Go to Exodus 15 and I think it's 3. Get that. Y'all taking this for a joke. Y'all playing games here.
The book of Exodus, chapter 15 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
The Lord is a man of war.
What? Say it again.
The Lord is a man of war.
This is war. We don't have the spears, okay, the swords, the shields and everything, but God is letting you know we are in war. What kind of war? Paul talks about it. Real quick, jump from there. You know what I want? Get that for me. 2 Corinthians 10. What kind of war are we in? Can we take this for a joke? Lord just told you he's a man of war. We just read in Ezra's where he said this is the condition of the battle. Read.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 3.
Come on.
For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
So we are in war. Come on.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
It's not, remember, I just told you, it's not spears, shields, and swords. It's not AKs, okay? It's not Glock 47. It's not that. It's not 44s, all right? It's not the Al-Qaeda, okay? The ARs. It's not that. Read.
But mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds.
Here we go. Read.
Casting down imaginations.
Oh, that's the key point. Imaginations. Imaginations. That's the battlefield now. Your spirit, your soul, your mind is been captured by an oppressor who made it his business to destroy you and separate you from salvation, separate you from your God. Okay? So it's war. What do they call that? Remember, when you look at the examine war back then, they had a goal. They need to overcome or enter a certain land, all right, because their people are destitute or something, or they up against another king, right? Another rival king, right? It was what? They made sure when that battle was initiated that everybody knew, listen, it is blood for blood, all right? Unless you bow down, I bow down. That was the only condition. So we at war right now. Our men, our oppressors have captured our people. They have captured their souls. They separated from God. We are in a battle so we could get to what? The kingdom. Read.
Casting down imagination. And every high thing that exalted itself against
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God.
Every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God. What are some things that exalted itself above God right now? Right now, you have the LGBTQ community that has raised itself up against God. It had against the order, natural order set by God. It has raised itself up to a point. Well, now our people are destitute. We have our children confused. Okay, you have parents that are literally pushing their children. All right, you got your boy Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. There's a big judgment waiting on them because what? They have raised themselves up against the knowledge of God, right? They exalted themselves. How do they exalt themselves? Remember their platform. Their platform, they have access to what? All type of television, right? All type of magazines, interviews going left and right. And they use that platform, what? Not to glorify the one true God. To do what? But to push the agenda of the oppressors, the agenda of Satan, right? And guess what? That's our brother again, Dwayne Wade, who had fallen victim to the woman. She looked good. Why? Because Satan sent her. Satan sent Gabrielle Union to Dwayne Wade. Satan sent her and devoured his soul. Read it again, verse 5.
Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God.
So we at war, brothers, all right? It's not physical war now. It's a mental war. It's a spiritual war. The spirit of God against the flesh, right? Back to 2 Ezra 7. You're going to read down to verse 59. Where we left off at 57? Okay.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 7 and verse 57. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle.
This is the condition of the battle. Come on.
Which man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
Man that is born from the line of Israel, you will fight. That's your lot. You will fight. When you're fresh out of the womb, prepare to fight. Come on.
That if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said.
Being overcome now is being you have been devoured by Satan. That's what it means to be overcome. You have now yielded and supersede your will. You backed down and gave way to sin. You let Satan have his way. You are now overcome. You are not useful for the Lord. The Lord can't use you in that condition. Okay? You are now considered a fallen soldier. Right? Right? Read.
That if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory.
But if he get the what?
If he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say.
And that's, remember, the security, the medicine, okay? Paradise. Read.
For this is the life whereof Moses spake unto the people while he lived, saying, choose thee life, that thou mayest live.
Choose ye life so that thou mayest live. Get that real quick. Deuteronomy 11:26. Deuteronomy 11:26. If you can, somebody find me that picture with Morpheus holding a red pill and a blue pill. Okay. Hold on one second here. 11. Read that for me real quick. 11, verse 26.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 11 and verse 26.
Behold,
I set before you this day a blessing and a curse.
Today he set a blessing and a curse. You got that image for me? This is what I see right here. You got it? Let me know when you got it. Not yet? Okay. Read it again.
Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse.
A blessing and a curse. Read.
A blessing if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God.
A blessing if you obey. Remember now, a blessing if you obey. Because you got a lot of sisters talking about, hey, I'm blessed and highly favored. But what makes you blessed is if you are obedient to the laws of God. You got that image for me? Not yet? Okay. Read it again.
A blessing if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God.
Come on.
Which I command you this day. And a curse if you will not obey the commandments of the Lord your God.
And a curse if you don't obey. All right? So it's up to you to choose. You must choose. You want that blessing? All right? Oh, you want it spicy. You want it spicy, huh? Okay, we're going to find out. From there, let's get Genesis 3:1. Let's get into it. All right? Remember, man, we are at war, spiritual war. All right? And you'll remember, your nation is counting on you to overcome, to have the victory so we can enter into paradise and gain that kingdom. All right? Give me Genesis chapter 3, verse 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 3 and verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
Remember, we just read earlier in 1 Peter that Satan walks around to and fro. He's waiting, looking to see who's weak amongst us to devour. Now we're reading in 3:1. Read on.
Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, Ye may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden.
What did the serpent say?
Ye may eat.
No, excuse me. Go back to verse 1. I'm sorry.
Verse 1.
You read too fast. Slow it down a little bit. Come on.
Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
The serpent was more subtle than any beast. Come on.
And he said unto which the Lord God had made.
And
he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden.
So he's on his job. He's looking to who he may devour. He's looking to see who is not sober and vigilant. And guess who was the first victim? Who was the first victim? Yes, the woman, the weaker vessel. You got that image for me? Okay, put it up. Pull it up. And you're all late with it too. Goodness gracious. Thank you, tech team. Thank you. You see that? When we read in Deuteronomy chapter 11 and 26, blessing if you obey, curse if you disobey. Okay? All right, let's go back to Genesis 3.
Genesis chapter 3 and verse 2.
Uh-huh.
And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden,
Mm-hmm.
but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, ye shall not eat of it.
You shall not eat. So she knew exactly what to do. She knew the instructions that her husband gave her. That's why what you hear right here is what she was taught. Okay, read.
Neither shall ye touch it,
Uh-huh.
lest ye die.
Lest you what?
Lest ye die.
So she knew exactly what to do. But guess what? She wanted to do it her way. Come on.
And the serpent said unto the woman,
Mm-hmm.
ye shall not surely die.
Here we go. Remember, he's on his job now. He's seeking who to devour. Read.
For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof,
Uh-huh.
then your eyes shall be opened,
Mm-hmm.
and ye shall be as gods,
Ye shall be as gods. Come on.
knowing good and evil.
And that's one of the devices of Satan. He knows exactly what you lust for. He knows exactly what you lusting for. All right? You might try to hide it, but he knows exactly how to come at you. He know what words to say. He already knew what you already was looking at. Okay? He saw Eve desiring power. He knew that. He knew exactly what to say to trigger her. Yeah. I know what God told you, but listen, you want to be a god, don't you? You want to be a god. He knew exactly what to say to her. That was his part of his devices. He went in his bag of tricks, boom, brought it out. Here you go. This is the one for you. It was created for you. Come on.
And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food.
So she saw it, meaning she entertained it. She learned of it. All right? That's how deep it went. Read.
And that it was pleasant to the eyes.
Uh-huh.
And a tree to be desired to make one wise.
Now, she was on program mode now. Go ahead.
She took of the fruit thereof.
Uh-huh. She partake of it. Come on.
And did eat.
Mm-hmm.
And gave also unto her husband.
Now she showed the same idolatry to her husband. Come on.
And gave also unto her husband with her.
And he learned of it too. Come on.
And he did eat.
Now, there we go. This is exactly what Ezra was talking about, what we read earlier. Adam, this was the beginning of us losing the battle, losing the war. Okay? This is part of it. This is the beginning of what we're reading. Right? So Satan came in through the back door to the woman, the weaker vessel, programmed her, and sent her out. Remember the title of the class, y'all? The reason why she looked good is because who? Satan sent her. Right? So what we're reading now is an example where Satan sent Eve, right, to Adam and causing Adam to lose the kingdom. From there, give me Luke 4. Luke 4, verse 1. You're going to read down to 13.
The book of Luke, chapter 4 and verse 1.
Now, this we're going to see now an example of a man that's supposed to be fortified. This is the example you should follow after. Read that.
And Jesus, being full of the Holy Ghost,
Come on.
returned from Jordan and was led by the Spirit into the wilderness.
Come on.
Being 40 days tempted of the devil. And in those days he did eat nothing. And when they were ended, he afterward hungered. And the devil said unto him.
So now, I want you to, let's pay attention now. This is Christ now. He's visited by the tempter, the devil. All right? Remember, we read, I want to keep going. Matter of fact, before you lose a thought, go back to 1 Peter 5. 1 Peter 5 and 8. Read it again. Because y'all playing games out here. Y'all not taking it serious. Satan is out here. He's on his job. He got his devices spread out. And y'all still not waking up to see it. Read.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 5 and verse 8.
Come on.
Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Now let's go back to Luke. He went to the right one, all right. Now, this is an example we're going to read. Read.
The book of Luke, chapter 4 and verse 3. And the devil said unto him, if thou be the Son of God, command this stone that it be made bread.
Remember now, I told you, he knew exactly what to do, pull out his bag of tricks. Christ was a hunger. He said, let me go in my bag real quick. Let me get this Food. Listen, don't you want food, right? You hungry. I know exactly what you need. Read.
And Jesus answered him, saying, it is written that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word of God.
By what?
By every word of God.
By every word of God. So Christ came with the canon, the word of God. Read.
And the devil, taking him up into an high mountain,
Here we go.
showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time.
So he had to go ahead and get the 50 cal. Satan said, okay, you got past that. Let me go. I got to go get the 50 cal now. Go ahead.
And the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will, I give it.
So Satan letting him know, listen, I got power to give you. I got power. Now, who don't want power? Tell me a person, a man you know, that doesn't want power. So Satan came out of his bag of tricks with power. Said, Christ, listen, I got power. I know, okay, you got past that with the bread. You're not hungry. All right, I got it. How about some power? You want to rule? How about some power? It was given to me to give it to whoever I want to. What's up? Read.
If thou therefore wilt worship me, all shall be thine.
Here we go. Come on.
And Jesus answered and said unto him, get thee behind me, Satan.
Here we go.
For it is written.
For is what?
For it is written.
For is what?
For it is written.
Hey, there's some jewels dropping out. Here we go. You want to know how to overcome right here? It is what?
For it is written.
That's where you need to go. That's where you need to remain. Where it is written. Read.
Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve.
Him what?
And him only shalt thou serve.
It's Isaiah 34:16, real quick. For it is written. Read.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 34, in verse
34, verse 16.
34, verse 16. Seek ye out the book of the Lord.
Come on.
And read.
And what?
And read.
Read.
No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. And he cast the lot for them.
So now go back now. Go back. Remember, Luke 4, now you're going to read down to verse 13. Finish that up.
The book of Luke, chapter 4, and verse 9. And he brought him to Jerusalem, and set him on a principal of the temple, and said unto him, if thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down from hence.
Here we go now. Here we go. Here go another bag of trick from Satan. Remember, he's on his job. He's on his job. He was sent out to do a job to make sure that you are a proven soldier of Christ. So come on, read.
For it is written, he shall give his angels charge over thee.
So he went deeper now. He said, hold up. You pulling out of scriptures. I got to go back and pull a scripture for you too. Here you go. Read that scripture again that Satan pulled.
For it is written, he shall give his angels charge over thee.
Right. So you good. You covered. Read now.
To keep thee in their hands, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. And Jesus answering said unto him,
pay attention now. Come on.
It is said, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. And when the devil had ended all the temptation,
because he must stop. As you continue to hold the line, guess what? He must stop. That's the order. He knows, wait a minute, this brother too, he fortified. He's solid. I got to go. Read verse 13 again from the top.
And when the devil had ended all the temptation, he departed from him for a season.
For a season. Why? Because he must come back to continue to see and prove you, to see if you're that gold of Ophir. Give me James chapter 4, verse 7. Hold the line. Hold it. But you have to be seeking the scriptures, meditating day and night. Fortify yourselves around righteous men that can hold you down. Okay? To make sure that you make the good decision, especially when it comes to picking a wife. Read.
The book of James, chapter 4 and verse 7. Submit yourselves, therefore, to God. Resist the devil.
And do what?
Resist the devil. And he will flee from you.
He will what?
And he will flee from you.
Go back to Luke and read that again. The proof is in the pudding, right? That's the saying. The proof is in the pudding. We just read an example of Christ, which is our ultimate example, holding the line. And exactly what was written in James 4:7 happened. Read it again.
The book of Luke, chapter 4 and verse 13. And when the devil had ended all the temptation.
Because he got to end it. If you solid and you constantly meditate, you fasting and praying to get that sin up off of you, he must flee. Read.
He departed from him for a season.
For a what?
For a season.
For a season, because he will be back. He will be back. Remember now what Christ said. Give me that in, let me see here. Matthew 24, verse 13.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end.
Unto the what?
Until the end.
Come on.
The same shall be saved.
The same shall be saved. So you must endure until the end. All right. Either till your body drop or Christ cracks open up the sky. All right. Now from there, give me Proverbs 2 and 1. Proverbs 2 and 1. Get my videos ready.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou wilt receive my words and hide my commandments with thee, so that thou incline thine ear unto wisdom and apply thine heart to understanding. Yea, if thou criest after knowledge and liftest up thy voice for understanding, if thou seek her as silver and thou searchest for her as for hid treasures.
Remember now, you on your path to find out, this is for your single brothers, you on the path to get a righteous woman, you must occupy yourself in the scriptures. Occupy yourself in keeping the commandments. All right, that's your MOV program, okay? That's your commander program, 300, okay? You got all these tools set in place for you. It's up to you to go seek her out. And that her is wisdom. Because on your path to finding a woman, if that's your desire to find a righteous wife, you must begin to prepare yourself. You got to dodge a lot of wicked women, okay? These were the brothers that's not making their way into this truth, making their way back into the fold. You must dodge a lot of women, and hopefully we're going to help you, all right? Read that again. Read verse 4.
Verse 4.
And then you'll jump to verse 11.
If thou seekest her as silver.
Seekest wisdom as silver, something that is valuable. Read.
And searchest for her as for hid treasure.
Hid treasure. Come on.
Verse
11.
Verse 11. Discretion shall preserve thee.
Discretion shall preserve you. Read.
Understanding shall keep thee.
In understanding. Real quick, pull up discretion, the definition for discretion. It says discretion shall preserve you, meaning keep you. It will hold you down, right? So let's find out what discretion is. It's very important now. Remember, this is a father talking to his son, giving instruction to his son. Read on. Oh, you got it? Pull up the definition. Discretion. Discretion. Okay, while you find that, go to verse 7.
Verse 7. He layeth up sound wisdom for the righteous.
He lay up sound wisdom for the righteous. Come on.
He is a buckler to them that walk uprightly.
Read.
He that keepeth the path of judgment and preserveth the way of his saints. Then shalt thou understand righteousness and judgment and equity.
You see that? That's all the trinkets along on your journey. As you continue to fight, overcome your sins, guess what? The Lord will lay out trinkets, understanding, okay? He said he'll give you judgment. Judgment meaning now you know how to move now. You know how to navigate in this world. At first, you didn't know. You didn't know you couldn't be celebrating Christmas. You shouldn't be up in the club. All right, you shouldn't be smoking weed. You didn't know that, but now you know, and you see the benefits of it as well. Read. Oh, you got the definition? There we go. Discretion.
This is the definition of discretion: an individual choice or judgment, power of free decision or latitude of choice within certain legal bounds.
Come on, let me go to number 2. That's not the one I want.
The quality of having or showing discernment.
There we go. Come on.
Or good judgment.
Or good judgment. Read.
The quality of being discreet.
The quality of being discreet. Come on.
Circumspection.
Here we go.
Especially cautious reserve in speech.
That's what I want. Here we go. It says cautious, reserved in speech. Now go back now to verse 11.
The book of Proverbs chapter 2 verse 11. Discretion shall preserve thee. Understanding shall keep thee.
And understanding shall keep thee. Those are the trinkets you're picking up as you continue to fight in this battle. Read.
To deliver thee from the way of the evil man.
Come on.
From the man that speaketh forward things. Who leave the path of uprightness to walk in the ways of darkness.
Read.
Who rejoice to do evil.
That's what they do. They rejoice to do evil. They rejoice to go rob. They rejoice to whore out women. Okay? They rejoice to poison the people. Read.
And delight in the forwardness of the wicked. Whose ways are crooked.
Whose ways are what?
Whose ways are crooked.
Read.
And they forward in their path.
Read.
To deliver thee from the strange woman.
This is the trinket now. This is very important. Because as you continue to seek wisdom, you make it your business to seek wisdom. All right? This is a main trinket. The Lord said he'll preserve you from what? Read that.
To deliver thee from the strange woman.
Mostly I need to be delivered from the strange woman, the wicked woman. Come on.
Even from the stranger which flattereth with her words.
With her what?
With her words.
Now, here we go now. Here we go. We read in Genesis 3 how Eve convinced Adam, right? We read that. We read it. So now the Lord is letting you know, listen, if you fortify yourself in wisdom, my son, take heed to the commandments, my son, and you walked in this path, my son, I'm going to preserve you from not only wicked men, I'm going to give you knowledge and understanding, judgment, and guess what? I'm going to help you dodge this bullet right here. I'm going to help you dodge this wicked woman. Read.
Which forsaketh the guide of her youth, and forgetteth the covenant of her God.
Come on.
For her house inclineth unto death.
She what?
For her house inclineth unto death.
When listen now, the Lord is telling you a lot here. He's like, this woman, her feet is connected to death. All her mannerism is connected to death. So when you're desiring that woman that's roasting in that stank pants, those leggings, that yoga pants with her print showing, Lord said that's connected to death, brother. All right, you connecting that right there. Trying to connect with death. You making your way. You sneaking out to go ahead and set up a date, a hot date, a spicy date with her. Lord says her feet is connected to death. Read.
And her pass unto the dead. None that go unto her return again.
Anybody that tried, listen, you got brothers that will try to tempt it. They got it. They got it. Nah, man, I'm in and out. Don't worry. I ain't going to let her corrupt me. I'm good. I got it. I can hold it down. I could be around her. I could talk to her. I'm going to just talk to her and I'm going to keep it moving. Yes, yeah, right. Yeah, right. Read that again.
None that go unto her.
It says none that mess with her. That ungodly woman. That woman that's flirting with her lips to convince you to come in. Read.
None that go unto her return again. Neither take they hold of the path of life.
Neither do they take hold of the path of life. They completely forget of all the beautiful trinkets, the treasures that the Lord gave them. They forget the understanding of the Bible. They forget their own nationality to the point now they blaspheming against the Holy Ghost. What was taught to them is not coming out their mouth now. The words of their oppressor is now on their lips. Okay? Eve is basically using them as a megaphone. That's what Eve is speaking through them now. So Satan already went through Eve, and now Eve went ahead and got you all hooked up. Satan sent her, and you don't see it. Her legs, when you look down, I remember watching a horror film one time. A guy goes to a bar, and while he at the bar, he picks up a woman. Right? He don't know. She don't say nothing. She don't speak. She don't say nothing. And she's covered down from head to toe. She got her breasts out and everything. So he buy her a drink, take her to the room, right? And while he's getting ready to, he's about to lay it down, his friend is on the phone with him and is like, hey, that girl that you went out with, did you look down at her feet? Did you see her feet? He's like, what you talking about, man? Why you telling me to look down at her feet? He said, listen, man, you need to look to see if look at her feet. This is a horror film now, right? The reason why he told her to look down at her feet because there was a monster that was going around killing lustful men, right? She was half was a deer. She was half deer, and she would cover her feet. And the way she would kill her victim is she would stomp on the men, because remember the hooves of these deers are very hard, and then she would trample them to death. And then he said, "No, man." Now he's on the phone with his friend. He said, "You didn't look at her feet." He said, "No, man, it was covered up. I forgot to look at her feet." And it was too late. As soon as he turned around, she was already up in there with her hooves, and she killed them. Okay? And this scripture reminds me of that. Read it again.
None that go unto her return again.
Nobody's going to survive. Read.
Neither take they hold of the paths of life. That thou mayest walk in the way of good men, and keep the paths of the righteous.
And keep the what?
And keep the paths of the righteous.
And that's our prayer for our brothers, to keep the path of the righteous. You want a good wife? We want you to have a good wife. We want that for you, but there's a way to do it. There's a way to go about it. We want you to dodge that wicked woman. And we know a lot of our brothers have made that mistake where now they all caught up with a wicked baby mama. All right, know you in the truth now. You're trying to change your life, and she's giving you a hard time. We know that, and you want to change your life. All right, we're going to give you those tools to set you up, but you have to take hold of it. You have to walk in that righteous path. All right, from there, you read down to verse 16. You read 16 already? Okay, give me Proverbs 14 and 27. 14 and 27. Matter of fact, we're going to give you an example of a woman leading you to death. You got that? You got that video? All right. Here's my video. Yeah, read that. Listen to this. Listen to this. Go ahead. Play that. Play that.
Waking up this morning, checking TikTok. This little video about this girl at Clark, I think it's Clark, that is literally giving this Omega a dental exam. Listen, y'all older cousins,
fellatio. Stop.
aunties,
So
whatever.
she wakes up and she sees a video of a young college girl giving fraternity, one of the guys from the fraternity, fellatio. Go ahead. Watch
Y'all
this
need to
now.
start schooling these girls about the rules before they go to college. This little girl look like she ain't never left the house, ain't never had no boyfriend before, and she done went to college and went crazy. The difference is now, did we do some things in college that was risky? Yeah. The difference is our generation didn't have to put everything on video. Y'all record everything so there's a record that could be shared everywhere.
Y'all heard the kids in the back. So she has kids. She got kids in the back, and she just witnessed a young sister in college doing something that she's not supposed to be doing. Now, before we continue, you would think some wisdom would come after this, right? You would think. The kids in the back, let me go ahead and give some words of wisdom to this young, unguided soul that just did this act of fornication, right? But no, play on.
Here's what I do know. What we did know, you party with the bros, you hang with the bros, you drink the Omega oil if you with a friend that you trust. But what you don't do is get caught in public messing with the bros, being freaky with the bros, because it's going to follow you your entire college career. Now you're going to be an easy smash.
Stop. No, it's done anyway. So she basically didn't, no words of wisdom came out of her lips at all. Only thing that came out of her was what I call hoology. That's hoology right there. She gave you hoology 101. She just basically told you, don't get caught. Be a harlot all you want. Be a hoe, turn up. Do whatever you want with the brothers, sleep with how many brothers you want. But don't get caught. Now, brothers, this is the type you want to dodge. And they're making themselves be seen. They're not what's that, shamefaced or shameful. They're not shameful. They are bold with it now. They bold. They don't give a damn. So brothers, be mindful. And a lot of our brothers who are simps, they give way to stuff like this. And next thing you know, you got 2 or 3 kids with a woman. And now you scratching your head, cutting yourself, and waiting to wipe out the whole family because you didn't listen to instruction. You're making your last Facebook Live video because now she done cheated on you or gave you an STD, and now you plotting to destroy the whole family and yourself. Why? Because you refuse to listen to instruction. Okay? So give me the next video. Give me the next video. Number 3. Here we go. Listen up, y'all.
If you let a nigga talk you into friends or benefits, you just as fucking stupid as he is.
Stop.
Rule number 1 to be a boss.
Whoa. Back it up. Damn. Made me lose my point. Get ready, man. Pack it up. Listen up. Listen good. Watch this. Play it.
Fucking stupid as he is.
Back
Rule
it up.
number 1.
No, back it up. Can you back it up? Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Okay.
If you let a nigga talk you into friends or benefits, you just as fucking stupid as he is.
Stop. Now, again, you would think after this statement, this bold statement, words of wisdom would come out, right? But no. More hoology. Play it.
Rule number 1 to be a boss ass bitch. Never let a clown nigga try to play you. If he play you, then rule number 2. Fuck his best friends that make them yes men. And get a dick pic and then you press send.
Stop. I'm telling you, brothers, they are out here. They out here. Yes, they out here. Okay? Y'all keep playing games. They out here. They waiting on you. Satan has already programmed them. They ready to go. They just waiting for the next sucker to pass by and take hold of them. 14:27, you got that for me?
The book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 27.
Come on.
The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life.
The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life. Come on.
To depart from the snares of death.
Depart the snares of death. Come on.
In the multitude of people is the king's honor.
No, hold on. Read it again. Verse 27. That's all I want.
Verse 27.
Uh-huh.
The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life.
Read.
To depart from the snares of death.
To depart from the snares of death. What we just witnessed there was a snare of death waiting on you. A snare of death waiting on you. You thought that words of wisdom would proceed out of her mouth after she made that statement. A brother tried to misuse a sister and tell her to be what's that word she just said? Friends with benefits, right? Try to say no, right? Refuse it. You would think words of wisdom after that. No. Instead, straight, utter darkness coming out of her mouth, right? Now, Proverbs 7 and 7. You're going to read down all the way to verse 27.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
And I beheld among the simple ones.
Oh, remember I told y'all the word simp is in the Bible. Remember, Bishop didn't mention that word for no reason. The deacons haven't mentioned that word for no reason. It's in the Bible. It's biblical. Read it again.
And I beheld among the simple ones.
The what?
The simple ones.
The simps. Come on.
I discerned among the youths a young man void of understanding.
Yes, it is a man of no understanding. No understanding. No understanding on how to dodge one of these hoes that have this theory, this hoology going on. Read.
Passing through the street near a corner. And he went the way to her house.
Come on.
In the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night.
Black and dark night. You turned up now. Read.
And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot.
Boom. I want you to pay attention to that. Yes, a harlot has an attire. A hoe has a dress code. She has her own dress code. So when you see the men of the Lord trying to convince you women, hey, man, get out of that pants. Get out of those leggings, that booty shorts. Because we trying to warn you, you got the attire of a harlot. You got the dress code of a hoe. Straight up. And we trying to warn you, hey, sis, you want to be taken up right? You want to marry? Then you need to change your dress code. Read.
And subtle of heart.
Come on.
She is loud and stubborn.
She is loud and stubborn. Why she is loud? Right? Because she is subtle of heart. She has no understanding. But she understands one thing, though. She understands one thing, how to destroy you. She is a vessel for Satan to use as a puppet to destroy you. Read.
Her feet abide not in her house.
She's not at home. Her feet is not at her house. She's at that block party. She's at that new club getting free drinks. Okay? She's at that strip club, diving down the pole. Okay? That's where she at. She's on Fans Only Club, waiting on you. She's on Fans Only Club, waiting on you to click that button. She's twerking now on a video, waiting on you to press that like button or give her that view. Satan set her up. He put her right there for you. Like, okay, you gonna listen now. You loud, you exactly how I want it. This is Satan now. You exactly how I need you to be. All right, because there's a bunch of sons of God running around, okay? And I need to make sure that I get them up out of the way. I got to get them up out of the way. So I need you to wear what I need you to wear. Wear this, okay? Which is against or adverse from what God showed us to wear. I need you to wear it. Come on now. That's the program Satan is doing to our sisters. And then by default, they set up. And we, being simps, you fall for it all the time. But not these righteous men that take hold of instruction. Read.
Now is she without, now in the streets.
Come on.
And lieth in wait at every corner.
She's where?
And lieth in wait at every corner.
Read.
So she caught him and kissed him.
She what?
And kissed him.
She caught you. It was a trap, and you fell for it. She caught you, and then guess what? She kissed you. So you won't feel bad. Because usually if you get caught and you have understanding, you're like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm going to do like my forefather Joseph, and I'm out of here. I wouldn't even be in the streets at that time. I'm home, belly full, sleep. But we got most of our brothers that are there in the black at midnight in the streets circulating. Read. She caught him and kissed him.
So she caught him and kissed him. And with an impudent face said unto him, I have peace offerings with me.
I have peace offerings. So she giving you that sweet word. Remember, who's speaking through her is Satan. He gotta butter you up now, so you don't feel bad and remember the laws of God. Read.
This day have I paid my vows.
Come on.
Therefore came I forth.
So who's the target here? You righteous men. You righteous men. That's who's the target. That's why she had to butter it up and told you, listen, I got peace offerings and I paid my vows. I kept the Sabbath day. I'm wearing a dress now. But guess what? You caught. Now, not only she's wearing that dress, she turned around and showed you what she's working with. With that dress. So now you caught. She sent you that pic because you caught now. She feigned to be righteous. She told you I paid my vows. I sent in my arms. Yeah, I'm part of the tech team, the ad team. Yeah, I put in my brick. That's what she told you. She caught you and she kissed you. Read.
Therefore came I forth to meet thee.
Come on.
Diligently to seek thy face. And I have found thee.
Yeah, I want you to see that part. It says, diligently to seek thy face. The same way we were commanded to be diligent to ward off Satan, diligent to ward his battle. Guess what? Satan sent her, and Satan made sure she was diligent in doing it and finding you and taking you up out of the way. Read.
I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry.
Come on.
With carved works, with the fine linen of Egypt.
Read.
I have perfumed my bed with myrrh.
And she smelled good. Ooh, damn. She smelled nice. Damn. Read that again.
I have perfumed my bed with myrrh.
Not only her room is smelling good. Her car smells nice. Come on, just sit right here. Sit right there. You can sit on the edge of the bed. We're not going to do nothing. Don't worry. Don't worry. You smell good. Yeah. You like that smell, don't you? That Victoria's Secret smell. Right? What's the new smells they got out there? A flower bomb. Right? That flower bomb, that Juicy Couture. Read.
I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let's make our fill of love until the morning.
Listen, now the Bible's out the way. She done caught you down. Now sex is introduced. She sent you that shot. She sent you that picture of her twat. Right? It's already on your phone now. You might as well go all out. Right? Right? No. You got to fight, brothers. You need to fight. You in the trap. First things first, you have to understand. You in a trap. You must run. Our forefathers did it. Our forefathers did it, and there was no shame. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick in Genesis. You know what I want? I didn't have that in my notes. Give me that where Joseph ran. Our forefathers did it. There wasn't a shame of it.
The The book of Genesis, chapter 39, verse 10.
You all right.
And it came to pass, as she spake to Joseph day by day, that he hearkened.
Hold up. You just don't run past it. She did what?
And it came to pass, as she spake to Joseph day by day.
She talked to our forefather Joseph day by day. Every day. She was diligent. We just read that, didn't we? Didn't we just read that in Proverbs? She was diligent. Satan put that battery in her back, programmed her, and sent her to Joseph. We're going to see. We're going to try him. Let's see if he's going to hold on to the instructions of the Lord. Read.
That he hearkened not unto her.
He did what?
That he hearkened not unto her.
He didn't listen to her. He didn't fold. He was in a simp. Read.
To lie by her. Or to be with her.
He didn't lie by her. And he didn't want to be with her. Read.
And it came to pass about this time.
Come on.
That Joseph went into the house to do his business. And there was none of the men of the house there within. So she caught him by his garment.
She did what?
She caught him by his garment.
She caught him by his garment. Boom. I got you. You ain't going nowhere. Remember we read earlier, right? Just put your finger right here. Go back to Proverbs 7. So you have to, the Bible's a true book.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and verse 13. So she caught him.
She did what?
She caught him.
She caught him and what?
And kissed him.
Now let's see if the kiss was implemented here in Genesis. Go ahead. Go back.
The book of Genesis, chapter 39 and verse 12. And she caught him by his garment.
Caught him by his garment?
Saying, lie with me.
Do what?
Lie with me.
Come on.
And he left his garment in her hand.
He ran. Our forefather ran. He didn't wait till the kiss was applied. He was ghost. He was gone. There's no shame in that, brothers. There's no shame in that. I know men who are destroyed, right? Those Negroes that was bred in the belly of Babylon, they teach you it's manly to commit adultery. It's manly to smash multiple women, right? Not take care of your kids, to be a coxsman, right? It's okay. They honor that thing. But our forefather, he said no and ran. Read.
And he left his garment in her hand.
He said he left his garment in her hand. Remember now, this is Egypt. They only had the loincloth. They had the loincloth. As you moved up in rank and status, then you would get more clothes and jewelry to cover your body. Read.
And fled.
And he did what?
And fled.
Read.
And got him out.
And he was gone. Give me that Sirach 21 and 2 now. Remember, there's no shame in running, y'all. There's no, hey, you see Big Booty Judy walking down your way, and you know that's your downfall. You know that's your problem. You know that's your thing. There's no thing to walk the opposite way. You're not less of a man if you do so. Read.
The book of Sirach, chapter 21 and verse 2. Flee from sin.
Flee from what?
Flee from sin.
Flee from sin. Read.
As from the face of a serpent.
Like it's a snake that's waiting to kill you. Waiting to kill you. Read.
For if thou comest too near it.
If you come too near it, you entertain it. Oh, what a cute snake. Oh, it ain't going to do nothing to me. Read.
It will bite thee.
It will what?
It will bite thee.
It will bite you and destroy you. Even if you come within its, snake's got something called striking distance. Meaning you see it all coiled up and you thinking, oh, it's too small, it's not going to reach me. And you trying to play, what's that Edomite name that got killed by the stingray? Steve Irvin, right? You try to play him in crikeys. And then you would get within its striking distance, meaning when it lashes out at you and bites you, you still got caught. That means you gotta flee. You out of there in the opposite direction. You gone. All right? You beat your feet, you out of here. Right? Read.
If thou comest too near it.
You come into within its striking distance, its perimeter. Come on.
It will bite thee.
It will kill you. Read.
The teeth thereof are as the teeth of a lion, slaying the souls of men.
That's exactly what she does. She slays the souls of men. No mercy. All right? No captives. You are gone. All right? Where were we? Back to Proverbs 7 now.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and verse 18. Come, let us take our fill of love into the morning. Let us solace ourselves with loves.
Remember, you're going down to verse 27. Okay, read.
For the good man is not at home.
The good man is not at home?
He has gone a long journey.
That's where we fall into adultery now. You have stepped into the realms of adultery, right? And the Lord will set it up where now that husband will come home and find you laying on his bed with his wife, okay? Or he's been suspicious about some stuff, and he meets up at your hotel because he put a GPS on her car, okay? The Lord will set it up. He's a mastermind of terror. He ain't nothing to play with. So all brothers, when you see them get caught up like that, listen, see, you should have been keeping the laws. All right, you should have been under the banner or the umbrella of God, where you are protected and kept from that strange woman, that wicked woman. Read.
He hath taken a bag of money with him.
Now I want I hope you've seen the levels to this, the levels of who Satan sent to you, the device of Satan. Remember, he got a bag full of tricks, and once you take one of them, it leads you to another one. It leads you to another one. And you all caught up. You can't make your way back to the truth. You can't make your way back to home base, which is the laws of God. Read.
He hath taken a bag of money with him, and will come home at the day appointed.
Now, Bishop, he went in debt. He took he scraped the whole meat off of it. So if you haven't watched last Sabbath class, he went in there and he scraped it all off. Okay, so we read through it. Come on.
With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattery of her lips, she forced him.
With the flattery of her lips. With the flattery of her lips. Her lipstick popping for a reason. That lip gloss she got, she designed it for you. To capture you. Okay? Satan told her, hey, wear this color. All right? And on this day, you're going to wear these booty shorts. All right? He's going to be wearing his fringes. You're going to come out this store. You're going to walk right past him smelling real good. Okay? And then you just going to blink at him, and you got him. Blink at him with the umbrellas, and you got him. This is the programming. This is the program Satan does to these women that don't take hold of God's commandments. They have become a vessel for Satan. Read.
He that goeth after her straightway.
Come on.
As an ox goeth to the slaughter. Or as the fools to the correction of the stocks.
Read.
Till a dart strike through his liver. As a bird hastens to the snare.
Right. So now you just a victim now. You a victim. You got preyed on. Read on.
And knoweth not that it is for his life. Hearken unto me now, therefore.
Listen, hearken. Come on.
O ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth. Let not thine heart decline to her ways. Don't
give in to her ways. If that's your problem, you got a OnlyFans account, or you can't stop looking at porn. Listen, throw the whole phone in the garbage. Throw the whole phone in the garbage. All right, sell your laptop. All right, now you got brothers watching anime porn now. That's another device of Satan. Okay, you watching anime porn. Like, man, there ain't no sin in this. I'm good. Come on now. It's just a cartoon, y'all. No. We know what you're doing. Stop doing it. You've fallen into a device, brother, and the deeper you go into it, all right, it might be hard for you to come back out. So that's a warning to our brothers. Read.
Let not thine heart decline to her ways. Go not astray in her paths.
Read.
For she hath cast down many wounded.
She cast down many. Many got caught up with her. Read.
Yea, many strong men have been slain by her.
It said many what?
Many strong men.
Many strong men. Men who said, I got this. It ain't taking me down. I'm gonna grab this cobra by his neck. I got it. And you got bit. You got bit, and now you laying down holding your belly, holding your arm, because you filled with poison now. Can you recover? Of course. You can recover. But remember, you have to pray, fast that stuff out of you so the Lord can recover you. Because a lot of our brothers are falling victims to it. The door's not shut unto you, all right? So we encourage our brothers, hurry up. Get back into the fold. Get back into the fight, all right? Don't fold. Don't give up. Is that it on that?
No, sir.
Read.
Yea, many strong men have been slain by her.
Many strong men have been slain by her. Come on.
Her house is the way to hell.
Woo, man. Her house is the way to hell. Read.
Going down to the chambers of death.
Going down to the chambers of death. Our forefather Joseph dodged that bullet. He dodged that bullet. He didn't go, he ain't inclined or declined to her. Okay? He dodged it. So can you. Right? You got an example through Christ, our prime example, who he himself dodged bullets. So you, brother, you have to wake up. Take hold of it. Hold on one second here. Let me see here. Bear with me. Okay, give me video number 4. Not a video, but it's just a clip. All right, read that for me.
Women are butchering themselves to stay sexy.
Women are butchering themselves to stay sexy. Come on.
This is Carly Red.
This is who?
This is Carly Red.
Man, and look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I'm hoping this is fake. I'm hoping it's fake. But you have our women doing this to themselves, right? And and guess what? They're not doing it to look good for you either. Most of these women are so gunked up in their mind and their spirit of dysfunction that they're doing it for each other. They get convinced by Satan where this looks good. Now you're starting to see the outcome of making a wish on Satan, with Satan. You make a wish, your wish is not going to come out right. You're not gonna come out right. This is gonna be a horror film for you, right? You think you wish for a lot of money, right? And you get buried by the money, right? You suffocate and die by it. You wish for love, and now you got a jealous spouse looking to kill you. Okay, all right. You bet on Satan, you guaranteed to die. Okay, or be in a lot of pain or disfigured like this sister. All right. Okay. So from there, give me that other video. Give me that other video. Play this. Watch this.
So now I'm agreeing for a prenup. So I'm willing to submit.
I really necessarily wouldn't say like submit, because, we submit to God. It was just refreshing that she came to a point that said, like, I'm willing to be open.
Sometimes I'll allow the man to lead and you lead from behind. In my mind, I look at it as, him being the head and I'm the neck. So allow him to lead. There's still going to be a way that I'm going to be in control.
Stop. Hey, stop. You heard what she said? So I don't know if y'all been watching, following that, but it's a brother who went ahead and got a wife from another country, from Trinidad, I think, right? From Trinidad. Flies her in and then begins to prove her to see if she's worthy to be married. He hides that he has riches. He first goes into a poorhouse and pretends that's his house, but really he has a big mansion. Once she figures out that he does have all the money, and he wants her to sign what they call that prenup. He wants her to sign a prenup. She says no at first. No, I want to establish my business. I want to do this. So she came not genuinely, but had an agenda. She wanted the Babylonian dream, the American dream. Yes. Okay. And a lot of our brothers, they are losing hope with these women here in Babylon and rolling the dice and trying to get these women from across the seas, right? But not knowing that Babylon's reach goes far. Okay. His reach goes far. Satan's reach goes far. The white man's reach goes far to these other countries, and then they program these women the same way. So when they come here, that's why they have a desire to come here in America to live that dream. So she gets here, refuses to sign the prenup because she figures out he has money. So now he's like, listen, it's not happening until you sign that prenup. So I want you to back up a little bit and see what she said again, okay?
There's still going to be a way that I'm going to be in control.
Back it up more, back it up more, back it up more, back it up more. There we go.
Like, I'm willing to be open.
Sometimes I'll allow the man to lead and you lead from behind. In my mind, I look at it as, him being the head and I'm the neck.
Okay, stop. Now she said something key there, which is the setup, the original setup of God, right? Let's read that. Let's read that. That the man should be the head. You brothers that's proving these sisters, if these women not fall in line with this law, guess what? She's not for you. Don't waste your time with her. Read that.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man.
That's the order. The head of the woman, the leader of the woman is the man. The leader of the man is Christ. And then we have the Father. right? That's the natural order. This is the biblical order, divine order in place to help govern us, right? Right? So now go back to now. Now, after she said that, you would think, oh, all right, I'm good. More wisdom should follow behind that, right? No. Play.
So allow him to lead. There's still going to be a way that I'm going to be in control. I'm going to add something else. I would like to have a child before 40.
You heard what she said? Did you hear what she said? She knows how to get her way. So she'll fake the funk, and then afterwards, she'll lay her trap down. This is the trap. Play it again. We almost done. Rewind it some more so we can hear what you said. Rewind it. Rewind
I guess so.
Guess so.
Rewind it more.
Child before 40.
More.
Something else, and I'm the neck. So allow him to lead.
Allow him to lead.
There's still going to be a way that I'm going to be in control.
It's still going to be a way for her to be in control. Now she's going to show you how she plans on doing that. Read.
And something else. I would like to have a child before 40.
So she wants to have a baby before she turns 40. Because after 40, that's it. It's a wrap. Okay? Dry stomach. Read. Let me play.
Yeah, I guess so.
Guess so is not an answer. It's
See
either
that?
yes
Guess
or no.
so is not an answer because she want that plan to unfold. Because what happened? Right? What happened is even if she signs the prenup, she still has a leverage through the child. Child support. She still has a leverage over it. That's what she was talking about. Brothers, if you're not taking heed and you're not making your business to properly vet these women, prove them through the scriptures, the lens of the scriptures, you will fall victim to this. You will fall. You just lusting after her. Guess what? You will fall victim to this. Okay, is that it? Play it.
That you want to have a child before you turn 40.
Yeah, and I would like to see it in writing as well.
She wanted it in writing. Why do you think she wanted it in writing?
I can agree to that.
Stop. Why do you think she wanted it in writing? Okay? Because she found a loophole through it. She found a loophole through the prenup. So if he doesn't come through with the child, what you think going to happen? It nullifies the prenup. She's not dumb. Satan set her up. Go ahead, play it.
I'm willing to do whatever it takes to not lose her.
Stop. Now, who has the advantage? He was the prize. But he laid himself down, right? And he let her supersede us. Satan just got a victory. Okay? We just lost another brother. Hopefully, he repents and he wakes up. But again, these brothers will continue to fall victim to what Satan set up through the woman until they fully take hold of their role in the scriptures. If they do not take role as righteous Israelite men of God that was ordained to lead the people, all right, to govern the family, train up the child according to the Most High, then they will continue to fall victim. And guess who's benefiting off of that? You got the other nations. The white man is benefiting. The other nations are benefiting off of that. Give me Ecclesiastes 7:26. We almost done, y'all. We almost done. I might have to do a part 2, y'all.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 26.
Uh-huh.
And I find more bitter than death the woman.
You got to read that again, man.
And I find more bitter than death.
More bitter than death, meaning because at death you can find rest and peace. Nobody bothering you, not mad at nobody cutting you off. You're not mad because she ain't listening no more. Read.
And I find more bitter than death.
Come on.
The woman whose heart is snares and nets.
The woman whose mind is snares and nets, who's trained up by Satan, programmed by Satan. That's more bitter than death because she's aiming for you, righteous brother. She's aiming for you, the brother that's making his way into the fold of God, right? Because I know you tired. You tired of going through this world full of pain, being ran by a woman. We have brothers in homeless shelters dodging baby mothers, wicked baby mothers that make it their business to find them and drag them into the courts, okay? They're hiding like little children, okay? Read.
And her hands is bands.
Her hands are bands. Her hands are the traps, the cords, the handcuffs. Her hands, read.
Whoso pleaseth God shall escape from her.
That's the only way you're going to escape her. If you please God. What pleases God? First John 3:22. And then we'll continue later. We'll wrap it up. We'll wrap it up and can do a part 2.
The book of 1 John chapter 3 verse 22.
Come on.
And whatsoever we ask, we receive of him.
Whatever we ask, we receive of the Lord. Come on.
Because we keep his commandments.
Because we make it our business to keep the Lord's commandments. And that way the Lord will begin to fight for you. I've seen brothers in situations where the wife refused to come into the fold. She refused to keep God's commandments. She refused to stop listening to her wicked ass pastor. And the Lord began to fight for the brother, gave him a righteous wife after divorcing that one, and then gave him a righteous wife. And the Lord began to continue to bless the brother. I've seen it. It's always happening. That goes for you sisters too. You desire to please the Lord, and then you tired of giving heed to these wicked men. That's only purpose to just dig you out and cast you away to the side and not take care of their family. The Lord said, invest in him. All right, invest in him, and he'll begin to fight for you. He'll begin to make things work in your way. Okay. I'm gonna stop right here. I'll stop right here, and we'll do a part 2 in there from here. Okay. With that, we say shalom. Most High in Christ bless y'all.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
We used to scream Black Power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.